Water bubbly.
For Orange Cassidy.
We're watching the highlights from last night's AEW. And we're gonna play a little bit of Soul too.
How about a hall monitor? Anybody?
To say, I mean, not the popular thing to say, but I really feel Orange Cassidy deserves it.
Yeah, but come on, he won the match.
I understand that.
Won, no call for the
September 5th Mimosa Mayhem match.
Wow.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come back at this break. Six-man tag.
This is a six-man tag team. 149 pounds. Dark Order numbers 3, 4.
Pretty impressive group. And they later tonight will become the TNT.
And their opponents, NFL combined 8 World Tag Team Champions Kenny Omega,
drops every Monday on YouTube. What a sensation that has been.
Look over the good.
World-class athletes, world travelers, success.
The Dynamite comes your way next Thursday night. That's Thursday night, August 27th. A few weeks ago, the Dark Order scored a win in that sensational 12-man tag part of their careers, some of their greatest matches against members of the Dark Order.
Oh, you see right now Nick Jackson in the athletic, as you men know.
Yeah, he's amazing. He really is. Look at what he can do.
He's blowing himself up.
Angel's trying to get that round, but no. Nice counter by. Balance. Great, just a straight flying arm drags. Great balance. You see right now, Angel.
Interesting arm.
Is everyone's awesome and he's so strong.
FTR. Because we all know that
Jackson does.
normally in a three-man set.
Look at this.
Oh, two for the price of one.
How about this? One tag, then another tag to Kenny Omega.
Tags. I'll just keep bringing different guys in, and Angel's just getting picked apart here. And watch, here comes Kenny Omega.
Here, I think the Dark Order realized Bucks up and over the top.
Mario Planches right there, and now Kenny Omega.
He suffered the most so far in this match. He has started. They have taken
The jaw area. Oh, look at Kenny here, showing that power. Great for the
and Angel's still.
Oh, Kenny just.
Oh, he hit hard on that apron of the ring.
That chair.
Chair in play. Driven into the head. And the chair in play once again.
Not conceal that foul play with the chair. Smart by the Dark Order.
And here comes Reynolds.
They call some things along this.
I'm sorry, Reynolds got the cover. Reynolds, how am I doing? Angel's got the.
Just picture in picture, and we'll have one grand prize winner.
Because picture in picture will start about right now. Nick Jackson, his brother Matt.
Picture in picture start about right now.
On the Dark Order, six-man tag team matchup. TNT to that back.
Need a knee there.
Is that a bulldog? I see JR.
Yeah, it sure is. They got great imaginations, scenarios, and maneuvers.
Take chances. That's how you win.
That's ironic because their partner tonight is one half the tag team.
The chair of Omega.
Yeah, they're taking advantage in charge. Omega may have come back in here too soon.
One offensive sequence there, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing sequence.
Some upset victory. Beating up.
They're blocking Matt.
Yeah, exactly.
They're blocking Matt, and what Kenny's
Beautiful snapdragon, very quick by Omega.
Omega loves us.
Yeah.
Snapdragon. He's really good at it too, folks.
Block that clothesline with the kick. And there's a high V trigger.
I guess I need to click that button one more time.
Look out here.
I think they were going for the Melcher driver there.
Or maybe the indie tape.
And not a drop to drink.
How about that? And you know, you got to get dark with it.
Cover, finally gets a cover.
Got it.
Too
That's
hard.
4 days, the cow pouch. Cover at the top.
Right.
The knee.
Come on, they're choking.
Come on.
Cross kick to the face.
Boys, Matt Jackson's got amazing results. Look at Angel's all right. He is a
Fuck
fallen angel.
you.
Oh my God.
Now, obviously, we've seen some of the greats.
Yeah. Assisted indie taker. What has Omega got in mind here? Oh. Exactly.
Oh, this fucking game keeps crashing.
They made a mistake. Yeah, I know, right?
What's going on with Kenny? Omega.
What is Kenny doing? Hey, look,
He's not double.
look, Kenny is incensed.
Kenny is. I'm not so sure they're going to leave that way.
On the outside with the chair. I mean, I tell you, I like the edge. I like.
Miller's another. I don't get this. Fez.
On a special Thursday night edition of Dynamite, all out September 5th on pay-per-view. It's going to start off with the number 4 squaring off against the second-ranked Best Friends, and whoever survives that with Tully Blanchard. Gentlemen, I have a 2-part question for you. Thoughts on the gauntlet match? And
The simple answer is we want to be the best. And Tully.
And that's what it is. It's all about getting first, and you step over that threshold. You step over destined to go. That's where you're going to be. In this gauntlet match, you guys are going to be fresh.
This is
and
fucking
you're gonna
bullshit.
be on them like white on rice. That's the path that you guys have to do.
Hey, what the hell's wrong with you guys? No, you faked the knee. I'm empty. In fact.
Take a second. Take a breath. All right. Breath. That has nothing to do with you. That's personal business.
All right.
I wanted to honor them. And they turned their back to us, and they disrespected us.
Listen, Adam, just listen to me.
Please,
I had to
listen to
fake an injury because here's the thing. I had to see if I could trust him. And I had to see if I could trust you. Standing right here. Listen, all we have to do is we're going to go through this side. It's got the natural nightmares, and it could be the natural nightmares. But it also don't be your own man. But what happens if the Young Bucks, if they beat you, then everything that you want just goes right. The most important thing to us right now, the utmost respect for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Good luck to us.
Good luck to all of us. Yeah.
This bout is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Darby.
some fucking bullshit, dude.
So Snake, a heathen.
Yes, sir. Big Will Hobbs, big upside for him. He is strong, but Darby is just
Deciding to prove the fact he's not paid by the hour.
last time.
Well, the illegal move he did to Ricky Starks. I hope Hobbs throws this kid into next week.
Get the pick off his feet.
You're not moving Will Hobbs. It shows how powerful Hobbs. The hell are you doing, Darby?
Convincing thud.
Get on him, Will.
so mean that he's.
Will Hobbs is
Is a 145-pound dumbbell press guy.
big body shots, and this Darby Allin deserves it.
Second week.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I like Mike. I don't like.
Noticed. I'm going to be very honest with you. Mike did a great job last week at 2 high-profile matches.
Heart. He does have heart. I understand that, and maybe if we're lucky, Will Hobbs will rip us.
Needs to stay with it. I mean, Darby is so much.
Yeah, he's got to stay.
On multiple occasions, able to survive and kick out to soften the blow.
And as we've seen recently here on Dynamite, I will say, but he had a good showing. I'll give the devil impressive counter, I'll say, for Darby, and now a springboard.
Springboard right back into the
Like a battering ram, and he's probably going for that coffin drop.
Yeah, there is coffin drop from the top by Darby Allin.
Yes, sir.
And the strange
Winner of this match, Darby Allin.
Something for Darby. Hold up. Hey, Darby, over here. Being Brian Cage, the FTW World Champion of Team Taz. The newest member. His name is Darby also. Except he's bigger and better looking than you, you schmuck.
I mean, that's Ricky Starks.
Of course it is.
Darby.
Your dreams, but it's every day.
I love it.
But the two things that I do in this world, and I also like being reckless because life.
Uh-oh.
Look out. Brian Cage, head off with the FTW belt.
That's what happened.
That's a reflection of you, a clown. The difference between you and me. Get your hands off of me. I don't need face paint to be somebody. I am something to be better than you in every single way. And you know what?
Man.
This is, Allin brought this on himself.
Yeah. How much?
To be repaid tenfold, and that's what you're witnessing. This is just to be. Sometimes it bees that way. Coffin drop out. The second rope. And look at the FTW World Champion, the Machine Brian.
Skateboard JR, and then the coffin drop in the second row. Event tonight for the TNT Championship. Cody will defend against Mr. Road.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. As you saw, if you were with us in picture in picture.
Did someone stop Matt Hardy?
You can hear the impact of that steel on flesh.
He's made a dangerous point already.
Look at he's
done with Sammy yet.
Oh, God. Table. Hardy era.
Come to little bitch.
He said, "What you gonna do, little bitch?"
Stop Matt Hardy. We need some men out here to stop this complete.
Here to intervene and maybe get a little bit of order in this vehicle right through the table. There's Dot Sampson.
Now, let's go to the NWA Women's World Champion, Thomas.
Been asking for it. TNT and the AEW. Well, so if you don't know me, let me introduce myself. The women's division to the next level. I don't come here just for scraps. I come here for Omaino Beretoga Hoshi. I am here for this championship and nothing else.
WWE Women's Champion to beat Shida at All Out.
Control yourself. She's the NWA Women's Champion. She's one of the best in the world. And she's
Tag Team Cup Tournament. Taking down our ring announcer, daughter of
20-minute time limit. And is the final match of the AIMA Diamante and La Sicaria.
Dasha and Rachel Ellering in the opening round, and then in the semis with over.
And their opponents being accompanied to the ring by Rose, the Nightmare Sisters.
Well, they come in, the Nightmare Sisters, Brandy and Allie.
I really think their record as a team, their growing success as a team, is honestly push for more competition. They push for more tag teams in the women's division, and here we.
You busy?
Yeah, I'm busy. I'm watching the two brand bands fight.
All right, folks, this one here is a
Eva Lise starting it off here. This is a big deal here. Big moment.
Something really big here. And when you look at someone like Eva Lise and her partner,
in your wrestling career.
I have never wrestled Eva Lise. However,
also having Medusa here, part of the tournament, has been great as well.
Great point, Tony. Little stack pin.
And one of the great things as a wrestler, when you have, she's so helpful. She's giving advice to everyone. She's helping with training and
she's always a great conversationalist.
Boy, it's great having her here and being a part of this. I'm telling you.
Tag mate.
Right there, Eva Lise earlier was wearing out Brandon with some round kicks to the body.
To her corner. Tony, guess what's coming up?
We find a tweet winner. We also have 30 winners as well. That's during our upcoming
here on TNT.
You know, Allie is we don't talk that much.
But I honestly, I think that the fact that maybe you don't talk so much about it, the reason she's always been good. She's always been solid. But now, I mean, they're on a winning streak here.
You're not going to miss any of this action. Could end in the break.
Oh, this is
progress. Joined by Veda Scott here, Taz, Tony Schiavone. Managed and built any sustained momentum.
Bro, I'm just never going to go to this game again.
They fought out of that, Veda.
No, she just kicked her right in the face.
Actually, for that conversion of a snap once she landed on her feet, but yeah, absolutely.
Conti and Anna Jay and Rachel Ellering and Dasha to get here.
It's a tag. First, they had to go through each other.
And lit up here.
Pro wrestling makes strange bedfellows, Beta.
On the sidelines, basically, watching her partner get beaten up.
Yes, experience. Also very versed in martial arts. Tells me that Eva Lise
beat the Nightmare Sisters before.
I just want to make sure you're paying attention. Oh,
man, that was some impact there, I tell you.
Spear, beautiful spear. Here's Allie.
The cover.
Eva Lise. No, I'm still going to stick with it, but maybe I should change my pick.
Manage.
Yeah, good job by Allie. She realized she was in grave danger. Strong forearm shift. The back elbow was legit. Randy nowhere to be found. She's on the outside hurting. QT Mark.
I get it.
Double underhooks here. Good job by Eva Lise.
And Allie is completely isolated in the ring.
She's fighting her way back, though. At least trying to.
For the second time, Calzadora into that. Oh, good job. Stunned her up right there. Snapmare roll through it.
Oh! Hard shot. Face.
What's out?
Shoulders down. Legs over.
That's it. huge win. It's a huge win for them. Here we go.
Ahead of Allie, and for the second time in the match, she was singled out. Congratulations to Diamante and Ivelisse.
This is not just about them. This is about their culture and their family.
Hey, won it all here tonight. Big night, Saturday night. Main event time.
TNT Championship than the man we're watching right now.
Tez, this guy's a super. This much power can destroy an opponent in a hurry.
Especially defending this TNT Championship, and that man, Brody Lee, to your point, Chip. Good luck to Cody tonight.
Mindset, in my opinion, the last few weeks, fellas. The Big On's got a lot of interest. And that can be a large corporate pain in the ass.
Well, I think a tag team match, but he has been in the ring each and every week. He said bring on all
Hot with 12 straight wins on
A lot of
Dynamite.
fucking
But
fun.
he's taking on what he's got to address.
Ladies and gentlemen, your main NT Championship. In pounds, he is the exalted one. And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by the head coach of the Nightmare, 19 pounds, he is the reigning and defending wrestling, the American Nightmare.
Big fight feel, folks.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
That's what's on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. Rinsberg, the rip. Brody Lee, Cody trying to target here.
Good strategy. Go at him.
Good offensive flurry by Cody in the early going to not let this monster of a man get untrapped. Brody Lee, the drop kick.
Unbelievable.
This huge heavyweight.
Whoa,
the
man.
drop kick. And just Cody tossed over the top rope to the with ease.
Cody grabbed his head, his arm, his ribs, everything.
Yeah, let's think about those ribs, how they've taken a beating the last couple of weeks. But he's on now.
Side, here comes Brody.
Take his head off.
I thought Cody was going to be able to avoid that contact, but no. Not no, but hell no. Brody Lee is
Hell
a
no.
here.
He is locked in and nasty, mean, dangerous as hell. Oh, good God.
Heavy hands
I don't know where the fuck to go.
into the solar plexus of the TNT.
Including Miss Lee, but the flurry is turned against him now.
I think that attack initially pissed off Mr. Brody Lee because he is hot. He's got a half and half. He is hot. He's got a half and half. Oh, my God. Half and half.
Very concerned. This does not look good for the champion. You can't get down too far.
You're right, and that's the release German suplex. But JR, you're 1,000% on that. You guys know, again, up, you know what, creep.
Cody is no small man, Tony.
No, he's a big guy. You're right.
But he looks small compared to Brody Lee, who right now is having his way. Nice. With a kick.
Thought for a minute, JR, when he landed on his feet, he had some momentum going his way.
Cody able to kick out, but by God, just barely. Cody able to kick out, but by God, just barely.
Down deep here, JR.
Arn Anderson trying to revive Tony. Coach, motivational words, but the power. Is it too little? Motivational words, but the power. Is it too little, too late?
Blowing smoke up as you know what, keeping him motivated and positive, and he's putting it on Cody right now.
Let's do it again.
Oh my God. Fuck.
This is an amazing runaway. This is
You're right.
It's like the run rule. Whatever the hell, right? I mean,
Runaway is the best way to call it, man.
hands hanging down the side. He's still inside out, upside down.
He did it!
Are you kidding me?
He went right through Cody.
Brody Lee did or did not have the qualifications. Obviously he does.
Yeah, but that little flurry in the beginning. Here's that discus clothesline. Shit. Holy smokes, JR.
Arn Anderson, no doctor.
He might be out.
And here comes the Dark Order come out to celebrate their leader.
We're talking about complete domination and a new TNT to
Dark Order. Nobody believed in Brody Lee. People for AEW.
Well, that's a fact.
Oh, Dark Order is at the top.
Yeah,
Cody's hardly moved and
in bad shape.
yeah, this is
People like you should be a chance. But when I had the chance, What did I do? Tony, tell him.
Mr. Brody Lee of the Dark Order is the... We've got a situation going on here.
We sure as hell do, Tony.
We got to... Get it.
Get out of the ring, Tony. Get out of the ring. Now. Now.
Shape, man.
He's going to shape. Well, I'm assuming go straight to the ambulance. We do. And it's troubling. It's disturbing, Taz.
No,
Should
All right.
raise him up. I haven't seen
Another foot or two. Come on up. Still raise him.
one thing to lose your Cody here. That's just one's health.
All right, sir.
It's not just his career.
I'm not sure what happened from Cody.
That's a good sign.
It is a good sign. He's for Sanson.
Worried about it.
Whoa, wait.
Wait a minute. This Arn Anderson being physically abused. What the hell? We need help out. What the hell? What are you thinking? Hey! This is chaos. They're running Dr. Sanson away. They're controlling the warden's office. He needs medical attention in the dark.
I bet that dude had a key to open that other door. What up, O'Neal? 500 and
They attacked Dustin, too.
To be foster children.
I got to tell you, man, it might be back, to be honest with you.
Trying to protect her husband. Stand by your man. Anna Jay. She's got a rear-naked child, much in the light of the leader of the Dark Order, Brody.
Brandy out.
That beautiful young woman's nothing but a damn Jezebel.
EW.
The landscape has changed.
That belt's yours. This one.
Man, it's a new world.
A new day. We can only hope that Cody...
Yeah.
The world changed in AEW tonight. And we thank you for being with us.
हेलो दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है विक्रांत और आज हम अनबॉक्सिंग करने वाले एक इंडक्शन हीरो
Hello lads and ladettes, it's me, it's your best friend, it's Can You Say G, and you're tuning into G Station where we learn how to be a better card fighter. Today, we're going to be going over one of the new decks from VBT09, and that is the Dark Irregulars Shaharot deck. So the Shaharot deck is getting a lot of high appeal. It's gotten 5 attacks in a turn, getting a lot of card draw, very defensive while being very offensive at the same time, requiring a lot of setup. So let's have a look at how to build it and how to think about our building of the Shaharot deck over at camera 2. Hello friends, and here we are at camera 2, and once again we are joined by Hans, who's doing fantastic today. So we have our Dark Irregular Shaharot deck. Now this deck is loaned to me by Rickson Chu of Team CDG Ronin. He's a player that's made it to Worlds, and he's kindly lent us his Dark Irregulars deck. He is indeed a Dark Irregulars main, where he has his Shaharot Vampire deck from VBT08. Now we're going to be going over the deck recipe today. So we have first our first Vanguard, Vermilion Gatekeeper. Of course you can play whichever unit in grade 0 as your first Vanguard as you wish. Our trigger balance today is going to be 8 critical and 4 draw. Now with the Dark Irregulars, I think it's very important to highlight that a lot of players are very on the fence about how many critical triggers they want to run versus how many draw triggers you want to run. The Dark Irregulars deck doesn't rely on the critical triggers to survive, but they do like the 15,000 shield due to their amount of drawing in their hand to be able to guard on the opponent's turn. So you're not really playing the critical for here, you're playing the critical for like this 15,000. Another thing with the trigger lineup is some players have been choosing to play not 4 draw triggers, but 2 draw triggers and 2 of the critical triggers with 30,000 shield in order to better increase your defense. I'm very unconvinced regarding that because although your deck in the Shaharot deck does tend to go for Protect 1, you are oftentimes like kind of limited by the number of perfect guards you have, and oftentimes you just do want to just have them in your hand, especially if you're going second and you aren't able to like ride into your grade 3 to get a perfect guard first. So for that reason, I do agree with like having 4 perfect guards in your trigger lineup just to increase the trigger perfect guard amount in your hand. Also, due to the amount of card filtering in your hand, in your deck, the amount of card draw versus card discard, perfect guards tend to be a lot more effective because it allows you to like filter and move through your deck, and like you can have a lot more options of what to discard as opposed to not having any draw triggers in your deck. It helps you in the early game, especially because Dark Irregular Spell Note has a very poor early game, especially compared to some of the other decks. We do have 4 copies of Yellow Bolt. Yellow Bolt in our grade 1 allows you to, when you ride on top of him, Soul Charge 2, and when you Soul Charge a trigger unit, draw 1 card. So that's potentially giving you 1 additional card draw. But with Yellow Bolt, it's very important to note, you just do need the Soul Charge. A lot of the Shaharo deck's weakness is that Shaharo doesn't Soul Charge himself. He doesn't help you with your Soul Charge. So what happens, you need to have the rest of your deck to do your Soul Charge for you. Yellow Bolt's second effect is to, when you attack a grade 2 or more unit, this is either via Vanguard or Rear Guard, you're able to attack Rear Guard, you Soul Charge 1, you get another 5,000 power. Very effective because in the early game, allows you to like kind of hit the opponent's Rear Guards, control the game tempo a bit. Even if you call it to Rear Guard, you can still attack Vanguard or Rear Guard and still get your Soul Charge. This is a reliable Soul Charge every single turn, which is something not to be scoffed at. Combined with the power boost of Shahar Vampire, if you haven't gotten like your full attackers or your full number of parts in your front row that you want, you can just put a Yellow Bolt there, attack with Soul Charge 1 and then restand at Soul Charge 1, and you get 2 more Soul to set up Shahar Vampire for the following turn. Next up in our grade 1, we do have 4 copies of Variant's Killer Tail. Variant's Killer Tail has on Rearguard rest once per turn. Choose a card from your damage zone or from your drop zone and put it into Soul. So if you have 3 copies of Variant's Killer Tail in your Soul, then if you put a card from your damage zone to your Soul, you can restand this counter charge 1, allowing you to always get an additional Soul Charge every single turn, regardless if the opponent damage controls you or not, damage denies you or not. If you do remember, if you place a card from your drop zone to your Soul and you have 3 copies of Killer Tail in your Soul, it doesn't allow your Killer Tail to restand. So you have to always put a card from your damage zone to your Soul. It's a very, very useful card. Allows you to get 1 Soul a turn. Very good for if you set up in early game. Especially good if you open with this plus a grade 1 plus a Emblem Master. It's a perfect opening play. Your next grade 1 is going to be Sakibas. So her plus 5,000 ability is if you placed a card for Soul with an effect of your card. So that means your Yellow Bolts, your Killer Tails, and that's at any point during the turn. So like during your, if you haven't had any main phase Soul Charge, what you can do is like call the Yellow Bolt out, attack Soul Charge 1, suddenly this becomes a 13,000 power. Very, very effective. Of note, like the Shaharo deck does play 8 grade 3s or sometimes more grade 3s if they play some of the other builds. Succubus allows you to search your grade 3, which means you allows you to get like multiple copies and filter through your grade 3s and add them to your hand, because not only does the Shaharo deck want your Shahar Vampire on Vanguard, you also do need the number of terror on your Rear Guard as well. That's why the grade 3 searcher here is extremely important, because it allows you to get the grade 3s into hand, and it's not just one specific grade 3 that you're looking for. You're not just looking for the, oh, I just want 1 copy of my Shahar Vampire. No, you have multiple. Even if you have Shahar Vampire, you still need to get your number of terror. If you have 1 number of terror, you still need to get a second one. Because of that, the Succubus is extremely important in the Shaharo deck, because you have multiple grade 3s that you want at any situation of the game. Next, we have 1 copy of this Succubus. What is it? Yuak no Succubus. So this Yuak no Succubus is Counterblast 1, Rearguard sent to Soul. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Add 1 grade 3 to your hand and 1 grade 3 to your Soul. Very, very important in order to set up your Soul. Helps you build 2 cards in your Soul, which is very good for Shahar Vampire as opposed to this Succubus, which builds you 0. And also, while at the same time allows you to start searching for your grade 3s. As mentioned before, the Shahar deck has a lot of grade 3s in your deck. Like if you have a Shahar Vampire on Vanguard and a number terror Rear Guard, you still want to get grade 3s in your hand. You want to get the re-ride. You want to get the number terror for the double play next turn. You have a lot of situation where you do want the grade 3 in your hand, and for that reason, all these grade 3 searchers have a lot more higher value in your deck. So we're going to come to the grade 2 lineup. We're going to see 4 copies of Emblem Master, 4 copies of our new card Demonted Executioner, and 4 copies of Gwyn the Ripper. We're going to talk about Gwyn the Ripper in a little while. We're going to start with Demonted Executioner on place Vanguard Rearguard, Counterblast 1, Soul Charge 3 cards, and if you Soul Charge a trigger, you're able to draw 1. Very similar to our friend Yellow Bolt over here, might I add. But Demonted Executioner allows you to like kind of play out cards while still drawing yourself extra additional cards. Very cool callback to the old Demounted Executioner where you soul charge the Weretega and you kind of pass 1, draw 1. It's very cool. And you know, you can be very good on attacking. When you're attacking grade 2 or more, get 5000 power, so it's very similar to the Yellow Bolt skill. Very important because in the Shaharo deck, as mentioned before, your soul charge in the early game, mid game, in order to build up to that 10-13 soul is very, very poor. So you need cards like Demounted Executioner, which is just to soul charge you a lot of cards all at once. Very, very important in order to set up for your later turn. Getting the extra additional card draw is optional but very, very welcome because the Shaharo deck doesn't actually use a whole lot of Counterblast, mostly for Shaharo Vampire himself. So Counterblast is able to be quite freely used, especially given your countercharge in the form of Killer Tail once per turn almost. We have additionally Emblem Master. Emblem Master has on place, Counterblast 1, choose one of your units, look for your deck and drop zone and add 3 copies of that to your soul. So even if you ride it on its own, you're able to kind of target itself and get 3 cards into soul. So similarly to Demented Executioner, you're able to get 3 cards of the same card into soul, but you don't have to soul charge your triggers, which helps you compress your deck very effectively. Very, very key target for Variance Killer Tail. Very, very important card, helps you soul charge very fast in the Shaharo deck. One of my favorite cards. He also does gain a lot of power and shield value if you have 7 or more cards. Yeah, 7 or more cards in the soul. On the rear guard, he becomes a 14,000 power and 10,000 shield. Very, very key part. And finally, we have Gwyn the Ripper, which is one of the more key differences from a lot of the other Shaharo builds that we see on the internet. Now, Gwyn the Ripper has on place Soul Charge 1. If you then have 10 or more Soul, Counterblast 1 to retire one of the opponent's rear guards. Now, this is played in order to counter the opponent, basically. In the current metagame, we have a lot of like key grade 2s, key grade 3s, key grade 4s that you need to get rid of on the opponent's board in order for them to not kill you. So for Overlord, we have the booster for the Vanguard, we have the Heat Shot, I believe. You play this, you snipe the Heat Shot, their entire offense gets shut down by almost by 50%. It's close to like 35-40%, but it's like almost half of their offense is shut down, allowing you to survive to the next turn. Although you do need 10 soul, I mean, you have a lot of other soul charge abilities and soul charge options. Another thing is that he is on place soul charge 1, which means you're able to get your soul built up for Shaharo Vampire later in the game for almost no cost. You just throw it out and it's fine. Even if it cannot hit the opponent, you have Shaharo Vampire to give you another.
Alright guys, I actually gotta go, so see you later.